Good morning, Bishop, advocates, Father Vinod, Father Vincent, and friends. I should apologize because I cannot speak Konkani nor Kannada. Neither. I can speak English, Hindi, Malayalam. And what is written there? Satyameva Jayate. Now, this is a big problem. This is the motto of the nation. And as a journalist, I have come to, it's very challenging. Sometimes I feel Asatyameva Jayate. The truth is being buried, or some people are trying to bury it, and especially when it comes to different issues are there. So we say we are a democratic country, and are we really democratic all the time? There are questions, no? So let me just move forward.
Okay.
This is a biblical quote, and this is for the since majority are Christians, we say, truth shall set you free. No, that's not for Christians, it's everyone, whether you are a Muslim or a Hindu. If you know the truth, you have peace of mind, no? If you stand for truth, your life is peaceful, you have peace of mind. So this is an antidote for all our social problems. Truth shall set you free. And so as Christians, and for others also. And the Bhagavad Gita, no? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam sambhavami yuge yuge. The Lord comes to restore sambhavami yuge yuge. From time to time, God comes in for what? To paritranaya sadhunam, to redeem or rescue the oppressed. Vinashaya cha dushkritam, to destroy the evil. It's all there in every religion. So pursuing truth is our priority, and it should be. Now, this travesty of justice, no? Father Stan Swami, who fought for those poor Adivasi, young and boys, and all those issues are there. I'm going to details of that. But the point is, the system branded him as what? Urban terrorist. Was he a terrorist? That's a serious problem. Now, that is our system failure. In a nation with the motto, Satyameva Jayate, if an elderly priest was worked with the oppressed tribals for decades, and he died in the Bombay hospital, he was suffering from Parkinson's, he was 84-year-old, and the people moved the court, please give him a sipper because his hand is shaking, he's Parkinson's. But our judicial system, NIA judge refused to give the permission to give him a sipper to drink the water. And this I managed this photo. This is a few hours before he died in the ICU. So that is the call. It is not Satyameva Jayate, Father Stan Swami. And the evidences against him had planted in his computer from hackers from the US, paid hackers. So this is what, as a journalist, we are pursuing truth and justice. So when you pursue the truth or when you fight for justice, you come across injustice, then you have to speak up. So that is where I approach now. Our Christian, just was this Christian, I said, no, we all pray. Now this is not enough. For Christians and others, faith must lead to action. The life, that is being Christian. You speak up for the other, the voiceless. This branded and all that, I have put it in a documentary called Manipur, a blot on Indian democracy. I'm not playing it, I can play, but it takes I want to be as fast as possible because I am speaking only English. So maybe Father Vinod, you will give a summary. And I speak here. Yeah. Okay, fine, yeah. So these 16 people, urban terrorists, they are all trade union activists, social activists. I know Sudha and all, personally Father Stan, of course, I knew. Now this is terrible. This is not fair for a country called Satyameva Jayate. Now this is my challenge. Now there is this wall called whole Manipur. Now you may have heard about it. I've been there. I was almost killed. I was lucky to get away alive. I've been there many times before. I've been 3 times after that in this violence. Now I'll tell you something for your understanding. You know how things happen in the country. People with a vested interest study the socio-economic reality, what they call the fissures in the society. And they capitalize on that. Now, you look at this. This is Manipur map. Now, population is 37 lakh. 37 lakh people. Of that, 52% is ethnic Meiteis. Some say they are all Hindus, they are not. Actually, the original religion of Manipur is called Sanamahism. And in the 19th century, from 1710, 18th century, Bengali sannyasis went to Manipur and some of them became Hindus, and majority of the Meiteis have become Hindus. But all Meiteis are not Hindus. Now that's a very important point. They are 52%, and they are mostly in this what we call the green patch, the Imphal Valley. 70% of the people of Manipur live here in this 10% land. Whereas this side, the whole of north is called Naga Hills. It's only Nagas. 26%. Now this is very important. 26% of Manipur are Nagas. Now the problem here is Manipur is also very complicated. This whole side is Nagaland. And the Nagaland people want greater Nagaland. That means all these Naga areas should be merged into Nagaland. Now these are very tricky things. That is why this Manipur still simmering. Now this side, this side is what we call the Kukis. They are actually, you may not know, all the Kukis are Christians, all the Nagas are Christians. So it is 42% Christian. Now there is a religious dimension to this what is happening in Manipur. And some of the Meiteis also becoming Christians. So there is a religious dimension. I'm not going to more into that. I'm saying any violence, any conflict has deep rooted. The people behind it, they study it. This is very important for you as social activists. They study the social reality and try to engineer trouble, or what I call, span the. This is how it goes on. So these are the three tribes. This is a very powerful documentary. I'll show you the link. So this is what they call the Meiteis. These are the Nagas. These are the Kukis. So three communities are there, and then all this will happen. This is an image which I have. This is how people were killed, just on the high roads and all that. Terrible. One of them was alive. I happened to meet him. He was put in the mortuary. He was presumed dead, but he was alive. I met that David, so very touching. But I give you some of the images which can move. These are churches. This place, now there is a problem because this is neither Kuki nor Meitei. Then why should you burn that? So this is what happens. When there is a communal problem, vested interest takes over. Vested interest takes over. I'm not going to more into that part of it. Now, this is terrible. An entire town being set on fire. Like a firework. This happened when Amit Shah was camping in Imphal. And it's very moving. It's only a few seconds, but I think it's very powerful. Just watch this. This is called the town of Sugunu. Yesterday I met a girl from Sugunu. Yesterday, here in Mangalore. They have all those people, 10,000 people. Imagine each of the houses being burned like this. You call it a ethnic conflict? No, there is something more deeper. This is what is going on in the country. So let's move on. Okay. And there is a very organized militant organization behind it. Kukis are also armed. I'm not sanctifying or glorifying anyone. I'm saying Kukis are also armed. This Aram by Tengol is, it looks like a use of ICC, you remember, no? The black flag. They are more or less same thing. That is at the root of all this. And 50,000 Indian soldiers made spectators in Manipur. This is what happens. When vested interest takes over, even police, in many places when any communal violence happens, police become spectators. Now this is what we must, as social activists, you fight for. What are why I said they made a mere spectators. So I made a very powerful documentary, and this is very funny. Thousands of AK-47 were taken away from the police stations. One IPS officer told me they were not taken away, they were given away. They were given away. That is why the violence still prolonged. So what happened? When I was there for weeks. And the English paper, they say government, the DGP is making an appeal. Please return the snatched weapon. Please return, we will not do anything. What is written here? Please drop your snatched weapons here. Feel free to do so. Where is the state? Where is the Indian state? Where is the great Indian Republic? Nobody is putting the foot down. This is my problem. So, these are what you call gun drop boxes on the roadside. So one minister, a Meitei minister, a BJP MLA minister, he put up that drop box in front of his godown. So it was burned. The minister lost 105 crores of property. So there is absolute, Indian democracy has disappeared in Manipur. So that is why, and I tell you, this is a very disturbing picture. Look at this. He's walking with a head in his hand. And I spoke to him. He was never arrested. This Ramesh, this fellow, he's a PRO of the MLA. And I spoke to him. He said, why should I be arrested? You call it a democracy? No, actually, Indian democracy has been thrown to dogs in Manipur. So, with all that, I made a dog. And this is something positive. You remember that naked parade of the women, no? 2 women? This boy, his hand is on our lady's chest. Now, when he was identified, he's a Meitei. You know what happens? Meitei women went and burned his house. Meitei women. No, there is sense of justice in the people. Meitei woman is torturing the Meitei youth's house because he did a terrible thing. So the sense of right and wrong is still there. Only thing is, we as social activists have to, prick that conscience, then you succeed. So this is Manipur. This is a powerful documentary I have done. Can you just press that enter button? No, let's see that enter button. No, you gone back. No, you have to play back. Oh, sorry, wait. Oh. This is a documentary I made. It was released on the first anniversary of Manipur at the Constitution Club in Delhi. Oh, there is no sound. But you can get it. You can go to YouTube and all that, you get it. And then it's a very classical one. In Hindi we released in Delhi Press Club only. And then we had the Bengali, we had the Odia, and we have all the in Malayalam. So you can watch it. It's on my YouTube. You look the name, you go to YouTube, you will find Manipur a blot on Indian democracy. Judges' houses have been attacked. Ministers' houses have been burned. Ministers' houses have been burned. Then what is left there? Even people are helpless. Even Meitei people are struggling. I seen it. I tell you, it's very awful. And see the picture of that. The picture we saw and the picture that is Manipur it is. So it's all there. The Father Stansamy also comes there. You know why? See, Father Stansamy was a terrorist, open terrorist. He was arrested. He was put in. He died as a prisoner in the, of course, under judicial custody. Whereas in Manipur, 16 Indian soldiers were killed. 16 of the Dogra regiment by a Meitei fundamentalist group. But army is very smart. I have great appreciation for them. I've been in international media for 35 years. I have guest of LTT, different war zone in Kashmir. Had a problem with the Indian army and all that. So this army is very smart. This time when they were deployed there, they managed to get these terrorists who killed 16 army people. They were put it in the army camp. Immediately local MLA and thousands of women marched to the army camp and rescued the people who killed 16 soldiers. So sedition will not apply to them, but it will apply to Father Stansamy and others. So you look at it in democracy. I think what the time is short, so I can't go into detail on that. Anyway, we'll move on. So what I'm saying is, this is everyone's experience. Whatever you gain by hatred becomes a burden in the end, wherever it is. This is not me, it's Mahatma Gandhi. And that is the last sentence in my book, Who Killed the Swami Lakshmanananda. And Kandamahal has become a burden for those who did it. Kandamahal has become a burden. Whatever you try to do unjustly, there is, we say in the secular languages, the faith language, you will say God's justice. Or in the secular language, you use the poetic justice, The poetic justice is there. Whatever, if you go by crooked ways, if you try to break the Satyameva Jayade, ultimately you will pay for it. You will have to pay for it. So this is what Mahatma Gandhi said, and this is what has happened in Kandamahal and Manipur. Now there's a linkage I'm coming to. I try to be very quick. Manipur, they said, is with the support of the churches. But you see, I told you, that's why initially I said 42% Christian already. So that dimension is there behind the violence. Same in Kandamahal, they said, this is a Christian conspiracy. Now you will be stunned. You have heard. This is a nun who was raped in Kandamahal. This nun, And she addresses a press conference before so many whole world cameras in New Delhi. You know why? How she was raped? Two people standing on her both hands. Two people standing on her hands. A third one raping her, including policemen also clapping. It happened in this great Indian Democratic Republic. This is what changed my life. I got into kandamahal. Now, then this priest, you can imagine, he was the director. Now this center like this, pastor center. He is the director. He is in his underwear. He is beaten with iron rods when she is being raped. And after all that, nothing came out in the media. I being in the international media, US media and all that, I wrote about that. After 35 days, you know, I tell you, whether it is Christians are attacked or in Kashmir Hindus are attacked, it is the secular media that highlights things. They bring the truth. So here, N. Ram, what they call the chairman of the Hindu, he sent Parvati Menon, a Hindu journalist from Delhi, sorry, Bangalore. She was bureau chief in Bangalore. Now she is in London, correspondent of the Hindu. Parvati Menon, I know her personally. Parvati Menon was sent to Kandamahal to study the nuns' rape, and it was made public after 5 weeks. For 5 weeks, nobody in the country, secular world, secular media, nobody knew. And Ram was furious. He got a banner headline: Orissa government sleeps on nuns' rape. Orissa government sleeps on nuns' rape. It became big news. Then what happens? Then the people, I don't want to name those people, the persons behind it, they said this is ecclesiastical afterthought. This is invented, cooked up by the church. None was not raped. Not only that, that is one side. Written by now this is most of you are women. This is what happens. In communal issues, women lose their feminine your feminine right. You know, when a top journalist, Sandhya Jain, writes that nuns' rape was ecclesiastical afterthought, I have a problem with that woman, Sandhya Jain. Huh? You forget you are the woman. A woman has been raped brutally and you are trying to cover it up. So you are, you are like that feminism, you call it that femininity. What happened to that? So that happened. And then there were demonstrations in Orissa. The nun is a fraud. She should be arrested. She has defamed the Orissa police and the government. So arrest her. This is the kind of propaganda this goes on. You have seen it in many places now. Anything goes wrong, the powerful groups, they come with their own propaganda. Victims become the culprit. Victim becomes the... So this nun was made the culprit. Then she got the guts to go to Delhi and address a press conference like this. That is why I am showing this image. Now, let's move. Now this is the Swami. Now this is a very funny case. Kandamahal is a very funny case because this old man, Swami Lakshmanananda, said something. And imagine he is killed in 11 years, 12 years later. Same man, one and the same man, he is killed because he said something. Yeah. Okay, let it play. Sound is not connected. Sound pin. It's a very interesting quote. You put that pin next to it on this side. It's only 30 seconds. No, you don't have that. No, you will have the other pin, sound pin now. Then it's okay. Now I tell you, so the text is like this. The Swami said, the actual intention of Europe, US Pope and Sonia Gandhi was to convert Kandamahal into a Christian land. I have been sent by the gods from the Himalayas to stall it, so they will kill me. So Swami was killed. That's it. Swami was killed and they took the body around for 2 full days. This is how ordinary people are being fooled in the country. They said Christians killed the Swami, and what do they do? Look at this, they are talking around, stopping in front of every church. That is how Kandamahal happened. 100 people were killed, 300 churches, 6,000 Christian houses. Supreme Court said 56,000 homeless. What a calamity. There was a political agenda. I don't go into that. Those who are interested may get to see the people who are with me. People were like this in the camp. So I was there as a journalist initially because of the violence. And then I sent again, people were killed terribly. And they are bringing dead bodies like that and all that. Europe, Russia, America, both और आपका सोनिया गांधी ये एरिया को स्वतंत्र खींचतान बनाने के लिए उनका जो इरादा था, भगवान ने हमको हिमालय
स्वामी जी भगाओ या हम लोग को ईसाई कानून बनाए गए, मैं जब तक जिंदा हूँ तुमको करने नहीं दूँ.
So this was the base. Swami made an idiotic statement and he had to pay with his life. But what a calamity, because there was a political agenda behind it. And they took this, all this happened. People were killed, burned alive, buried alive, chopped into pieces like that. And then this all happened. So this, so many of those things. I'm not focusing that Christian faith dimension here, because there is a strong dimension to that. But this is a mixed audience, so I'm not focusing on the Christian side. People were living, imagine, simple people were living like this because of this fraud. They said, you Christians killed the Swami, so you can't live here. And they are living in the jungle like this. You know, this is what changed my life to pursue Kandamahal. I gone there 35 times in the last 16 years. I documented it very, very powerfully. You'll see that. You know, this man, Rajesh Digal, he was going back to Kandamahal those days. He was stopped and said, you must come to the temple, garvapasi karne ke liye aao, because you Christians have killed the Swami. This is the political agenda. And he refused, so they made him stand in a pit, filled soil up to his neck, and told him, this is your last chance. He said no. So they didn't stone him. They crushed his head with a huge rock. And I met this lady. This is what changed my life. Asmita in Bangalore. And she's narrated, she said that not even FIR was filed. Police said, bring the dead body. I mean, this is what happens when in situations. So you read, you will know what is wrong with Indian democracy and all that. So I wrote this, I wrote this book called Kandamahal, a blot on Indian democracy. Kandamahal is a blot on Indian democracy. Same as Manipur I put. This is CNN report. I mean, time is short now. I mean, it is a very powerful thing. That book was very powerful. God, because my problem is that murder, no FIR filed. And you know, this is where social activists have to take over. You have to document the facts. Because officially 32 Christians killed, whereas list was 75. Police has filed only 32 FIRs of killing. So if somebody is killed, naturally the culprits must be caught. If there is no FIR, what will happen? The culprits get away, one. Secondly, now in a communal, what you call violence, if somebody is killed, state government has to give 2 lakhs. And when the list is given to the Prime Minister's office, they will give another 3 lakhs. So it is question of 5 lakhs. If there is no FIR, they get nothing. So I took it as a challenge and highlighted all this. Kuldeep Nayar, the great journalist, he released that book with the Swami Agnesh and all that. It is all in the videos. But to save time, I'm just moving on. So this book made a huge impact. Soon after my book was released, Orissa government considered the 5 murders I got highlighted in the book. So I was very happy. With a small, tiny 115-page book, I got 25 lakhs for 5 families. You know, that's the beginning of that Kandamahal crusade. Then I followed it up and I said about the Christian Witness, a very famous book, Early Christians of 21st Century. I got just 5 copies. It's in French, it's in many languages, Hindi, English and all that. Now come to the larger issue. This is what I highlight. You know, even before Swami was killed, they said get some Christians. Christians killed the Swami, you know. So these poor fellows, look at this boy. He's only 12-year-old at the time. He and they were going to get a job for him. They caught them, emptied their bag, put a Bible, a piece of cloth and a knife, and said, Swami's killers caught with the weapons and mass. This is how the whole nation wrote about it in the media. I tell you, from the kind of publicity they create. And after some time, they got that thought, this is very difficult to pursue because one of them was a High Court lawyer. So they got a second batch of killers. First batch of killers is Praveen Togadia was camping there to announce all these things. It's very interesting. And then second batch of killers, they are illiterate people. Imagine, illiterate people. This is what changed my life. So I studied this. Is Munda. He's a mentally challenged man. You know, his wife said, those who know Hindi would love it. Wo khata hai, peeta hai, sota hai. I mean, he eats, he drinks and he sleeps. He never talks to anyone. He is supposed to have carried AK-47 to kill the Swami traveling 50 kilometers. This Durjo, this guy was in the train that day. Even he has been convicted to life imprisonment. I tell you, 2 judges were transferred. Fast track court judges refused to convict. There are honest judges in the country. They refused to convict and their promotion to High Court was also withheld. because they refused to convict. They refused to take the order. And then third one signed the verdict prepared by someone else. So I have been saying it very bluntly. Who killed the Swami? Oh, that's the things that I can. Here's the play. We'll just intro only, eh? No, yeah, that. So I made a documentary, Innocence in Prison, for the 10th anniversary of Kandamahal. Seven innocent people were in jail for 10 years.
It was on August 23rd, Janmashtami night of 2008, that Swami Lakshmanananda Saraswati was murdered, triggering the bloodshed in Kandamahal district of Odisha. The trusted bodyguard of the 81-year-old Swami was missing, and police guards fled when the assailants entered his ashram. Even before sunrise, preparation was complete for the zigzag funeral procession crisscrossing Kandamahal, calling for revenge on Christians. Look at the route map of the funeral procession. The distance of 250 kilometers could have been reduced to 1/3 and the procession completed in a few hours if the shortest route had been taken. Instead, it took full 2 days. That too, violating the curfew imposed by the district administration. The result? The idyllic jungle district went up in flames and unabated violence engulfed the Christian area.
We move on. It's a very powerful story. Look at their wives. I went tracking, find out this detail. These are the illiterate wives of those 7 men. Look at this. Happy people don't know anything why their husbands were in jail. When one fellow was sleeping, he was taken away. And then they were all supposed to have killed the Swami. No, what a travesty of justice for the great Indian Democratic Republic. So I got a powerful campaign. We brought them to Delhi very secretly and launched the campaign, release the 7 innocents. A challenge. People convicted by the court, judicial system as murderers. The contempt of court, many people said, be careful, but I was very careful. But I believe truth can succeed in this country. I believe. And it succeeded also. So we took this online campaign, Kuldeep Nayar, all the big short people were there. And I wrote the book called Who Killed Swami Lakshmanananda. It is not these 7 innocent, someone else. See, every media, you have Telegraph, PTA, Times of India, Wire, every paper, India Today, everybody has written about that book. I got just 5 copies of the book, that's all. Whoever is interested can take it. It's a very powerful book. It's a very classical one. It proved that the whole theory that Christians killed the kind of people you have. I hope you remember this man, Kuldeep Nayar, India's greatest journalist. He started journalism with Mahatma Gandhi. And when Indira Gandhi declared emergency, he was the chief editor of Indian Express. And you know what he did? Next day, he left Indian Express front page blank. He said, news censored. Indira Gandhi was furious. She immediately ordered his Kuldeep Nayar's arrest, and he was in jail for 2 years. And when he was released after the emergency, people asked him, what about the response of the Indian media? Then he said, Mrs. Gandhi asked them to kneel down, but they crawled. Mrs. Gandhi asked them to kneel down, but they crawled. So that is the kind of man. I went to his house, he said, gladly, he asked me, how many times you have gone there? I said, what? I went once, I got scared. He's saying, he was with me. People like, not only that, he did George, Oscar Fernandez, your man here from here, go down there. This is Ani Raja, Brenda Carrot. So I've been using, you have to build bridges, I tell you, to succeed. Now it's a Christian issue, I will have only bishops. No, then you will not succeed, then it is a communal issue. So I didn't approach Kandamahal as a Christian issue. Kandamahal is a blot on Indian democracy. Now you have to, so wherever you are, this is a big lesson I am giving you. Wherever you are, you have to take the larger society. This is not a country of evils and demons. These are human beings in this country. They feel about injustice, they feel about the truth. So you take them on your ride. And I tell you, the next person who is in the middle, Gabriel Engesh. She was with me to release my book in Bangalore. Gabriel Engesh. So there are people willing to stand up for truth and justice. So if you are a social activist, if you want to do something, maybe at a different level, but you have to take people of reputation, build them. So you have to build bridges. We have to build bridges. Then only our social work. Then Ambrose Pinto, I'm sorry, I must say this is all the Mangalorean people will know Father Ambrose Pinto, a great Jesuit, St. Joseph's principal. He was Delhi Indian Social Institute director. He is my close friend, Delhi, we are so close. And this is your Attorney General of Karnataka. Even, Devagowda, former Prime Minister, Devagowda was supposed to come. He agreed to come, but the last minute he withdrew. I mean, that's all that happens, the political pressure. So anyway, so I released the book in Bhubaneswar, Who Killed the Swami, in Bhubaneswar, and many top journalists said, you are dangerous, this is a very dangerous place, entire media is controlled by the other side, so you will find it difficult. I don't care, I am going to speak the truth, we have done it across the country, so we will do it here. I released the book, would you believe, I hope is there anybody speaking Odia here? No. So this is a very powerful headline. It's not an average book release. It's on the editorial page. It's a logo of Boka Benaya. People have been fooled. That's what people of Kandamahal and even a High Court lawyer, Hindu lawyer told me, Hame Ullu Benaya. Hame Ullu Benaya with this theory that Christians killed the Swami. So there is a political conspiracy that is exposed. So all this news came when, I said it's a shame for the judiciary. These innocent people are in jail. Without bail and parole for 10 years. 10 years, not even a bail. Bail application is always rejected because of the political pressure. And then, this lady, I tell you, your friends, Hindus, I had tough time to meet this lady. Her name is Ranji Pradhan. Ranji Pradhan. Her son is Dasirath Pradhan. He's a social activist like you. Dasirath Pradhan. So these people were going after village targeting the Christians. They went to Tiangia. Dasirath Pradhan came and said, why do you come here? What have these poor people have done? They are living here. Did they kill the Swami? He said, Aap unka dalala. You are their agent and they cut him to pieces. Simple was that. Dasirath Pradhan was chopped into pieces in front of this mother. Really, it happened in that village, Tiangia. And then I heard the story, a lot of things have happened. Much later, I tried to track this lady in an orphanage. And you know what she told me? When they killed the son, she was watching it from a distance. After they left, she came with a bedsheet and covered the body pieces. This Ranji Pradhan covered the body pieces. Then these guys saw that they were furious. They came and took the bedsheet away, and one dog took away his leg. Then mother says, Mera bacha ka kutta ne leke gaya. She told him, tears in your eyes. This is what happens. And she says, what is wrong with all this? I am a Hindu. My son is a Hindu. Why did they kill him? Now this is a question which all of you secular activists. So I put it at the end of that book called Who Killed the Swami? Who is a Hindu? There are two types of Hindus. Everywhere. Among the Muslims, fundamentalists are there in every religion. You cannot say it's only among Hindus. It is there. You see what is happening in the Islamic countries. Pakistan, what is happening? What is happened to Hindu? I know, I was international journalist in Pakistan. One Hindu lady doctor, she was going at a traffic signal. An army officer saw this very beautiful lady. He forcibly took her, went home and got her, converted and married. Lady, doctor. And my story was even in New York Times because I cover South Asia. And then, you know what happened? Finally, the Supreme Court intervened and said, bring her to the court. And she said, did you marry him? Yes, I want to live with my husband. You know why? They told her, if you say no, your entire family will be killed. So to save her family, the lady is sacrificing her life. This happens. It is not only in India. Everywhere fundamentalists are there. But the strength of the society is you isolate the fundamentalists. Pagal wala ko thoda dur rakhna hai. Unko mainstream mein mat aana. India is a Hindu majority country. The Hindu majority is peaceful. They stand for peace. So that is the Ranji Pradhan story. That's what Mahatma Gandhi said. Whatever you gain by hatred becomes a burden in the end. Then I got this. Now this is a problem again for the Christians. See, this is See, whatever, even you fight for justice. I got these people, I had gone to the Hungary for international conference. Then from there I was supposed to Rome, I had to have a Gregorian lecture. Then I had to go to Dubai and all that. When I was in Hungary, Budapest, these people said, Supreme Court Jamanat de diya, but there is nobody to release them. This is our Christian, for the Christians I am challenging. These innocent people were in jail for 11 years, and finally Supreme Court gives them bail against the High Court order, and then there is nobody willing to go and get them released. I cut short my visit, bought a first ticket and came back to India to organize the release of these people. But I tell you, it was live on all the channels. You know why? It was because of Hindu, not any Christian. This guy, Narendra Mohanty, I call him Narendra Modi. This Narendra Mohanty is a big social activist in Orissa. He won with all the TV channels. And soon after that, an hour later, my friend from Goa called me and said, Anto, you are live on CTV. So this is what I'm saying. When you're fighting for a cause, don't think that your community alone can fight. No. We are in a secular democratic country. We take the majority, all those who believe in truth and justice, you will succeed. So I think I come to close, and I brought them to these 7 people, I wanted to show them. I brought them to Bangalore, what a joke, and this man, see, Anthony Challenge Munda is very close to my heart. And the way, when they were leaving, they got into the train, I went to see them home, and then he said something. So I asked, what did he say? They said, I will come back again. Because he loved the Bangalore visit. The point is, we're bringing joy. Bishop, you remember, I brought them to the CPCA assembly, and these 7 in white. Now, it was a fight for truth and justice facilitated by. This is something, don't take this picture. You know why? I never shown it like publicly. I said, I have a press conference in Bhubaneswar. I said, shame for the judiciary, innocent people are in jail. And then, 2 weeks later, when I was there, a top Christian leader calls me, please come to Cuttack, a big guy wants to meet you. You know who is that? Senior judge of the Orissa High Court is calling me for a secret meeting. And the judge, he takes me to the house of the High Court judge. And when I go there, the judge says, congratulations, we are with you. This is the state of Indian division. The High Court judge says, congratulations, we are with you. I'm not showing the face deliberately, I'm not giving the name either. But this is the reality. So when you fight for justice, you must build as many bridges as possible. So there we are coming. So they got these people out one by one. This is what you can do. This is a girl who got the mascot of Kandamahal. I took care of her education. I got her admitted. I went to Hyderabad, put her in a nursing hostel, she is BSc nurse. You can support people wherever they are. And this lady, her husband was chopped into pieces in front of her. Look at these 3 pictures I taken. This is immediately after this, and this is for after 1 year, and see the second year she is shouting. So this is what all of you are empowering, right? Whatever social work you are doing, you are empowering. So empowerment is our goal. So Kandamahal, this bail is not enough, that case is there. So I said, for Christians, faith calls for action. Now this is the problem. This is a challenge to everyone. And then I have this website called www.release7innocence.com. You go there, you can watch that documentary. Innocence in Prison is in English, it's in Malayalam, it's in Hindi, it's in Odia and all that. So I'm carrying on the crusade, we've got several websites and all that. Because the thing is, my bottom line is, first, if you are fighting for justice, you should have evidence, you should have truth, and we must build bridges. And if anybody wants to contact me, you can send a WhatsApp message, you can get, or use that name, Google, you will find in the YouTube, all kind of things. Of course, being a Christian, I have done a lot of things challenging for the Christian community also. But I'm not communal, nobody would call me communal, because I'm secular. Kerala Chief Minister released my Kuldina Swami activists, they're all my personal close friends, very engaged. So thank you, Father, thank you, Bishop, thank you all.